What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, guys, I'm working on a project today and I thought I'd bring you guys in on it. I'm back in what we call our stud woods. We have a lot of really nice bucks that move through this area. They've always liked this area, and I got a bow stand right behind me, and I've been wanting to do this project where I test gravity feeder, something I can kind of easily move around. And what I've been wanting to try is this Moultrie feeder bag. And basically the way this thing works is you put this up against the tree, and then once the corn hits the ground, it stops pouring out, and as the deer eat it, more come out. And I was like, well, that's not what I want, because I got hogs that move through here like crazy, so the hogs would just eat this up in no time. So I needed to get this up off the ground. So my idea is to create an adapter like this that would connect to the bag up on the tree, and then the deer could eat out of this as a gravity feeder. And so what I did is I made this adapter concept. I don't know if it's going to work. I haven't tried it other with dog food. I did test it with dog food, and it a little bit poured out of here. I think this is going to work. But basically what this is a 4-inch EMT elbow, but this is a female to a male, because your bag is going to go over this and then clamp with this clamp here, and then we're going to mount it to the tree. Piece of PVC that goes in here is about 4 inches deep and slides in, and then I've got it bolted through. So I took a couple bolts and bolted it through. This is 2-inch angle iron that I built. I just welded a couple of eye bolts. Had to cut the threads off the eye bolts and then just weld the circles on there. And then what I plan on doing is putting this up against a tree, putting a ratchet strap around it, tightening it down once it's connected to the bag. This is the bag. I'm not going to unroll it all yet, but I want to show you. So when you get this bag, it has this like wire base on it like this at the very bottom, and I had to cut it off. So I cut it off because it wouldn't fit over the male end of the elbow. And I only cut maybe like almost an inch off of it. And then this slid perfectly over the elbow. And then I'm going to put the clamp around it and tighten it down. So I should be okay. But you're going to have to get rid of this because I tried and tried, but that metal ring will not go over the PVC. It's close, really close, but it won't go over. I've got a tree in mind right behind me here. So let's get it installed and see what it looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the adapter onto the tree to make sure I get the feeder height right, and then I'm going to work with the bag up higher. And we may have to do some adjustments, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, I think that's good for now. This way the hogs can't get to it. Always use my cart as a ladder. There's a couple straps on it to strap around the tree, funnel at the bottom. Oh, and another thing is when you get these, this says Moultrie in white right there. And to me, it just stood out like a sore thumb. So I just hit it with some of the paint that I used on my adapter there. So I've got it pretty much set up. I need this bracket to come up a little bit so I can get the thing around it. So it's easy to do with the ratchet because I left the ratchet loose. I'll just lift it up a little bit and then I'll tighten the ratchet. Perfect. So here's my clamp. I just forgot a screwdriver, so I'm probably going to have to use a knife to tighten it. Never fails. Always forget something back at camp. Oh, perfect. All right, guys, look at that. That worked out just perfect. Put my clamp on there. Any rain on here goes on the outside and doesn't go into your corn. So I got that nice and tight. This strap worked out really good because I was able to adjust the height of it. And then I've got my bag straps on good up there. So let's fill her up right now and then watch the feed come in there. What I'm going to be putting in here today is some buck muscle. You guys ever heard of that? Let me know if you've used it. I've never used it before. All right, I think this might be kind of the hardest part, and that is getting the bag up that high to get it poured in there. It's not like it's a 55-gallon drum with a secure rim that you can just lay the bag on it and pour it in. So I don't know when I may have to get on the roof of this thing to get it in there. So this thing has a metal rim on it that kind of keeps it open to some degree. Whoops. that's one bag. I'm sorry, I mean it holds 100 pounds. All right, we'll see. Okay, let's see what we got, and I'm going to tell you a couple things I've learned already. So anyway, everything's nice and secure. Yep, got a little space there. This comes down, that's good. This doesn't move around much. I was able to take the gathering out of this. Once all the weight settled onto this adapter, I was able to lower that down just a little bit to take out the slack. That worked perfect. That's all the feed. I haven't even touched that. That's what fell out on the ground when I filled it up. So that should work fine with them eating that and more falling in there. So excited about that. One thing I wanted to tell you, this thing is supposed to hold 100 pounds of corn. I was only able to get probably about maybe 80 pounds of that protein feed in there, almost 2 bags. If you see up at the top, I've got it rolled over. You got to leave enough room in the top of that bag because there's a metal rim around the top, and you tuck it under and you roll it down and fold it down so that water can't get in it, but you got to leave enough room to be able to do that. So that's the other tip for you. The hardest part about this really was just putting the corn in the top. It's just a little bit more difficult for this type of setup. So far, man, it looks good. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to put my trail camera right there because I want to get some really nice close pictures. See bucks eating out of that, but at least it won't be hogs. Oh, and just one other thing I wanted to say is that I know guys are going to say, man, the squirrels are going to eat holes in this. I read a lot of reviews on these. One of the main concerns for most people was that squirrels would eat holes into this material. It's like a denier canvas type material. I know that's a risk that you're going to run, but guys, this was only 25 bucks for the bag. I was like, okay, so if I get a year out of this bag, I'll just pay another 25 bucks, add it to the adapter and put a new bag up. I just want something simple, inexpensive, and mobile that I can move around and try different areas with. So we'll see if the squirrels chew it to pieces and if the deer will eat out of it. But for 25 bucks, it was worth the risk. The parts down here wasn't much. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll see if I can get some pictures in here and show you some video in the future of bucks and deer eating out of this thing. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, guys, and good luck out there getting ready for hunting season. God bless.